Welcome back to our video series, How to Nominate a 482 Worker. I do hope that you're finding some value from the information that we're sharing in these videos. Today, in video number 4, we're looking at your candidate. Is he or she eligible for a 482 visa? We know that you have a candidate in mind and you've selected that candidate based on your needs, but we need to ensure that the person also meets the requirements for the 482 visa. Attributes that need to be considered are the occupational skill level, experience, and English. You may recall that the occupational skill level will relate to the ANSCO occupation, which defines the occupation in terms of responsibilities, tasks, qualifications, and experience. In this example for advertising and marketing professionals, you can see that most occupations in the group are expected to have a skill level of a bachelor degree or higher qualification or 5 years experience. And it's against this threshold that you will need to measure your candidate. Does your candidate have the relevant qualification or alternative work experience? In addition, your candidate must have at least 12 months experience in the occupation or a related field within the preceding 5 years. This is to ensure that the candidate has recent skilled employment in the occupation. Evidence could include work references from current or former employers, tax documents, pay slips, bank statements that can confirm that the payment was, that the employment was paid. Now, the 12 months employment must be full-time equivalent. So usually that would be 38 hours a week or more, but also must be at least 20 hours a week. So if the nominee worked for 25 hours a week, then that would be considered at half a week. So 2 part-time weeks would equal 1 full-time week. So an analysis of the person's payroll employment history is required to ensure that they do meet this recent employment requirement. In terms of English, candidates can either undertake a test if they do not have a passport from one of the countries mentioned. That should be South Africa, Canada, UK, ERA, and USA. There are exemptions if the person has studied in the English medium and for other criteria. If an exemption doesn't apply or the person doesn't hold one of those passports, they must undertake a test and achieve the minimum score. Some occupations require a formal skills assessment to ensure that the international worker has the skills required for the occupation in Australia. Mandatory skills assessments apply to a number of trades where candidates come from specific countries. A link to the list of these passports and occupations is provided in your bonus material. If a mandatory skills assessment applies, then that must be undertaken prior to lodgement of the visa application. In other cases, the department may request during the processing of a visa application for the nominee to undertake a skills assessment. That would be a discretionary skills assessment, and the candidate would need to go about the process in order for the department to be satisfied they have the skills required. In summary, determining whether your candidate is suitable for the visa, do they meet the requirements of the ANSCO skill level in terms of qualification and/or experience? Is a skills assessment required? And if so, would they be eligible to pass it? Do they have recent 12 months experience? And can they meet the English threshold requirements? If so, then your candidate is ready to be sponsored. There are many elements within the items that we've mentioned here today that have a range of factors to be considered. Please contact us to ensure that your candidate meets all the requirements before you proceed to invest time, money, and effort in going through the nomination process. We offer you a 20-minute free call to discuss your questions and make an inroad into advice about your candidate's eligibility. Use the link on the screen or as provided in our email, and I look forward to speaking to you then. 2 more videos to go, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.